What's up, everyone? Another way back with more Factorio for you. Episode 27 of the series. We're about to embark on some space stuff, right? Space, the final frontier. We're gonna be like SpaceX and Star Trek and Star Wars. That's what we're doing. That's what we're going for. No, I don't know. We're just gonna launch rockets and stuff. But let's talk about what we did last episode. Last episode, we built a nuclear reactor. My first ever. All this stuff from here on out. Well, I mean, obviously, the Space Age stuff is new for me because Space Age is new. But I had never built a nuclear reactor, so that was new for me. I'd never really done a mega tank slash power armor Mark II. I hadn't really gotten that far because I've always spent a lot of time making my base look really cool, making like really cool highways to drive around on and stuff. I always drove with the car. It's just the way I used to do it. So really quickly, you can see this is what we did last episode. You want to go check it out. Obviously, it's up on the internet. You can go check it out. Check out the series. You'll see it. Here's the nuke plant I made. It's a 4-nuke reactor. It's generating 460 megawatts of power, I believe, right? 480, right? And I also brought in a train of iron on accident. I brought in 4 cars, but I really only need 1. So it is what it is. I also added a couple extra centrifuges. Not that it really matters. This episode, we're going to start on some space. Now, I've only launched a rocket one other time, and that was just to finish the game. So I never spent a lot of time launching rockets because it was the end of the game. So I just started a new save file, right? But this time, obviously, with Space Age, we're going to be launching rockets. We're going to be doing space pads or whatever they're called. I'm going to get into Space Age very heavily, obviously. So the first thing we need to do, though, is make some rocket fuel. I have everything else I need to make rockets. I have blue chips and I have the low density structures, but I need rocket fuel. And we have not done anything with that today. So before I can really, because I need to experiment off camera to figure out how to do all this stuff. I don't want to figure that out on camera. We're going to make some stuff so I can make rockets and figure some stuff out. Then I'll come back to this episode and I'll do the rest of the episode. We'll get us set up probably to get white science, right? To get space science so we can research some new stuff, research the planets, stuff like that. So let's get to it. Solid fuel, rocket fuel, very simple. And then we'll do SpaceX with a rocket constructor. We're going to train that stuff over so I can start setting on my rockets. So I already had something I wanted built, but I think I copy and pasted some other stuff since then. What we're basically going to do is bring in light fuel, light oil to make our solid fuel, and then we're going to have light oil and solid fuel to make our rocket fuel, right? That's the plan. Very, very simple. I've already got all the stuff I need to do this, so let's get the train set up. So it's going to go get some light oil for us. Now, this build will only support, I want to say, 30 of these guys, right? 30 chemical plants, and I've already got all of them, and they're going to be crafting us up some solid fuel. So what I'm going to do is, I don't know exactly, I think it's going to go something like this. Let's just build it like how I had it before, and I really wish I would have been able to keep it, but it's fine. So it's going to go like that, and that's not centered, so let's center it before I get any further. Really want it in the middle. Actually, no, it should be like this. Gives me way more space, right? And it's only 15, so it doesn't really matter where I put it. Something like that would probably be fine. All right, then what we're going to do is we're going to have undergrounds right here to take it out. But before I know where that is, I got to do that. Let's make sure this is doing the right thing here. So when I copy it, okay, good, and it goes out like that, and then that and that. Power it, great, and a light. Cool. Now let's copy this. Again, I can only do 15 per side because this is outputting 1 per second, right? So the full belt will be 30. And I think that's fine for now. We could do blue belts, but I don't even have a blue belt set up, so I'm not going to worry about it. It takes lubricant. I'm not there yet. So let's slap this down. That's 8, right? Well, that's 4 on each side. So we'll go 12. And then to do 13, we'll just do it again, and then I'll just cut one of them off, I guess. We'll just cut this off. There we go. So we will have to have an outbound right here. Let's move this up 1. Right, we're going to have to outbound this. That's fine. There we go. Okay, so that's the build, and actually, I'd like to move it up. So let's move this whole thing up. The problem is, this is going to take a while because it's going to put it in weird places. Let's put it like... Let's do that, I want to say, with the build. And then we'll let the bots build it real fast again. But while we're doing that, what we're going to do here... So for the outbound right here, let's just set this up. 2 things of rocket fuel. And we're going to do, oh, wow, it's somewhere in here. There it is. All right, and then we're going to do 2 things of solid fuel. So let's kill that, go to the solid fuel. Okay, good. No, it's actual fuel. There we go. That way, we have 2 places to pick it up, first of all. So again, we're doing like kind of a compromise between the 2 systems. There we go. Nice. Okay. But we only still need 1 output. We don't need 2 trains full of this stuff, right? Let's do a connection on this guy just to help him out. Probably, since we only have 1, we'll just do it in the middle. Nice. You can do something like that. There we go. Okay, so that should power the guy. So that means what we're going to do with this is we're going to split it. We want half this to go over to our other build, right? Which would probably have to be here, but it kind of sucks. If we move this guy, we should be fine. Let's take that guy out. So we'll give half this to the other build and half to the train. So we'll do it like that, I guess. Okay, great. And then I just need to put in the pipe. This is something that I did not have to, just do it like that. Super simple. We will put it up over here, though, underground, like this. Nice. Okay, great. Let's put it in again. Hopefully I have enough. I do. Nice. Okay. It's not back yet. Where is this train? It should be back. I think it would be back. Is it stuck? It's stuck. Oh, it's waiting to refuel? Why is it? Oh, we got a massive. Oh, let's fix this. We got a massive deadlock. When I rebuild the base, I'm gonna rebuild the way I do trains because I'm getting a lot more deadlocks because the system has a lot of trains on it now, and I don't have enough major lines for these guys to operate and not get all locked up like this. Well, first this guy, where's he going? Just down here? Well, we don't need this to be one huge intersection then. Why don't we... Oh, we need something here, first of all. And we'll put something there. Let's break this up a little more. That's one of the problems I've got going is I don't have enough. It's not broken up enough. There we go. So I just did. This is just a bad intersection right here. Okay, cool. Fixed it. It's a good thing we checked that because a lot of times you get those massive deadlocks. You don't know it till your base is just garbage, right? It's just exploded basically. Let's put another thing here because it looks like that could be really bad for us. You want to break up those blocks a little bit. All right, back to our build. Now, I'm not going to hook this guy up right away, right? I do want to wait, I think, to turn him on. I think we could turn this build on, though. I think it's good to go. I don't know. There's nothing else to do. The one thing I will do is say I don't need full boxes of this stuff. Let's maybe do that much. I just don't want to spend that much oil if we don't need to. That's like 2 trainfuls. That should be enough. If it's not, I'll open it up more, but I'd rather be on the conservative side. We don't have as much oil as you ever could want, right? So, all right, let's get to the second build here. This second build is going to be, I can do twice as many of these guys as I can those other guys, and which is what I will do. So if we're looking to make rocket fuel, which again we found out was right there, right? You can see it takes in 0.5 solid per second. So that means we can take in twice as much as that's putting out. We could only put 30 machines over there. We put 60 over here. So I will do 60 because this stuff comes out very extremely slowly. You can see 0.05. And we're going to need a lot of this to make enough of this stuff, right, that we want. So let's do it actually like that. I kind of like the way we did the other build. I don't know if it's necessarily more compact, but it is what it is. All right, so yeah, we'll just do this the same as we did the other one. It should be really easy, like that. Copy, paste. Super, super simple. And then I'll do this like that. And then this is only going to make... See, the thing is... Oh, okay, what I'll do is I'll wrap it around and then we'll go out. It'll make a full belt. So let's copy this down. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to do that. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, cool. Like that. And that, and that. But we have to put in 2 things. We have to have something going in. So this is already not going to work. Let's... Well, if we do this, it's coming up the other way. We really only need 2 belts here. 1 in, 1 out, that's it. Literally 1 in, 1 out. And I want 1 to wrap around, though. So we won't be able to mirror this build exactly, but that's okay. We're also going to have to use long hands. I mean, I could make it a 5-belt build, but it's kind of excessive. I don't really need to do that. Let's see what happens if we just copy-paste this thing. So let me just do this. and move it out one. Can I even do that? And do that. Okay. So this is going to come up from the bottom, right? And then my guys are going to go down. So this can't be the same though, but I could do it like that. And then just put in some belt right here. Oops. Like that. So then what I could do is say, hey dude, why don't you put out like this, right? And then you need to put out right there. And then in is here. There we go. And then reverse this. There we go. Okay, that looks good. And then for this, I can just say, will that power everybody? No, that will. And a light. Nice, I think that's the build. Is that the build? It looks like the build. It looks like the build. All right, let's copy this. We're gonna need, oh, these are smaller as well, so that kind of helps. Right, we're gonna need it like this. Let's take the light out. And then we'll copy it again. We need 15 of these on each side. That's gonna get in the way a little bit right here. So let's move this whole thing up. Again, it just takes a second, but it is what it is. Let's move it up as high as we can. There we go. And then now I can put down this guy. We'll really just want 3, right? That makes it 15. Will he fit? Yeah, he will if I move this. All right, let's see if it, yeah, it fits now. Okay, so that's the build. It's gonna go down that way, like our product, right? And it's gonna wrap around and go back up. Yeah, that looks correct. All right, and we will need that. What we don't need is this part. It's fine, just leave it. All right, so that looks like it's right. All we need, I think, up here is to do this. Let's do that. All right, that's the build. Sweet. Now let's run it around. That's weird. We're gonna have to do this, I guess. And then it goes around, right? This is our product. What we're producing. Okay, cool. Now this guy just needs, he's gonna need liquid, right? He's gonna need light oil. Let's get him get ready for light oil. Perfect. Okay, good. And then we just need to do this, right? It's got to come over and go up. So where is it going to go up? Like right there, I think. That's the build. Except I need to exit it now, right? So let's do that. Okay, that looks about right? We got a whole belt coming in, splitting into 2 cars right there. This is all in. That needs to be in. I think we're done, except that I want to lock this off too. Let's do 2 cars of this as well. We don't need more than that. I think this only is used for the rockets. Looks like we're ready to rock. Let's kick it off by hooking up the oil, and then that's it. There's nothing more to do with this build. They're pretty simple. So we don't need another one of those. We're going to feed it through one thing. So these guys all have oil. They're just waiting for product. Okay, here's come some. Obviously, we're making solid fuel. That's the easy part. I'm kind of surprised you don't need iron for this, too. I mean, I'm not complaining, but there's an iron casing, so you'd think you would need it. So it looks like it's got to build up. It takes a lot of solid fuel just to make one of these things. There we go. It's manufacturing it. Nice. Then it should put it in that bottom one right there. And again, it takes a long, long time. That's okay. And I'm glad that we're making kind of a larger build. I think my other builds are a little anemic, and they just can't keep up. So it put it down. There it is. It's on the belt. It's going to run up through here, and this should have a full belt. Right? Now, that's if this guy's full. Then it has a full belt. If this guy's not full, because we've consumed it for something else, I guess, it won't have a full belt of solid to work with. So over here is where we're going to do space. Now, I'm going to make rockets up here. I don't know if this will be enough space for rockets. If it's not, I'll just readjust, I guess. But we'll also make a bunch of components over here, I think. I've got this one inbound. This is going to bring in all the stuff I need for rockets. And then I'll keep adding these as needed. I don't know how many of these I'm going to need. But what I'll do is I'll start building over here and work this direction so that I can, have as many trains as I need. But first, we're gonna set this up. So I want this train to go get me some stuff, right? This is gonna be the supplier, and he's gonna have all solid cargo. So easy, right? Let's give him some fuel to get going. There we go. Now this is gonna be the space center, right? SpaceX. So let's get Silo, I think it's called. Yeah, there we go. SpaceX inbound. For rockets. I don't really know rockets for space. For this guy. Same thing. We'll call it silo. For the silo. This guy's going to make rockets. And let's see. Well, we know that to get rocket fuel, it has to be on the first 2 cars, right? I've already made one of these. So I've already made a silo because I was messing around with it. And I was like, oh, wait, I better record this because I just need to record this. This is not something I can do off camera. So here it is. It takes a lot. And again, I'll show you all this later. It takes a lot to make these. I'm not sure this will be enough space. We'll see. If it isn't, I'll adjust this. Actually, let's take this out and move it up. Then it'll get power. So let's just power this guy up. So what this guy does is he takes in resources, these 3 pieces, and then he can create a rocket. And it takes a while. The pieces will come in, it'll consume it, and then you'll see the rocket progress at the bottom. That I do know. And you can put modules in this thing to speed it up or whatever. I think people are saying put productivity modules in your silo so that it doesn't take as many rocket parts to make rockets. And that's kind of true because it's consuming blue chips. So, and all these things are fairly costly. I'd say probably the least costly thing is the rocket fuel. Everything else is like multiple components and stuff like that. Let's actually just hook it in right there. And now we know where everything's going to be. All right, so let's get the train to go do its thing now. I think it's all set. Let's go refuel first. It can come back and do its thing. And then we'll watch it do its thing for a second. And then I'm going to go play around with space and see how to do everything. Because, again, I don't want you guys to have to watch me figure it out on camera. Yeah, 4 productivity modules in the rocket silo will make your rocket take 720 of each component instead of 1,000. So I don't have Mark 3s yet, but I can do Mark 2s, right? I have the Mark 1s. So let's get a full complement of those guys in there. It's going to make it take a lot more power, but it's worth it because it's a lot worse to create all these parts, right? So let's turn this thing back on. It's going to really help it out a lot, I think. There we go, and it shouldn't take as many now. See, there's the bonus we're getting right there, is that little purple line, so that's awesome. All right, now I'm going to see what happens with rockets. Actually, let's launch our first rocket so we can get the achieve. I think that's how it works. It might not be anymore. That used to get an achieve for that. But now with Space Age, I don't know if that's the case. All right, we're just about done, and what I'm going to do here first real quickly is save, because I want to make sure that if I launch this rocket and screw something up, I can just reload or something like that. So I just want to see the rocket get ready, though. You'll see it pop up right here. Oh, there's a cool sound. Again, I haven't done this since in 6 years I haven't launched a rocket, so I never got that far because I was making my base better, making everything cool. The rocket looks a lot cooler now than it did before. It used to just have the 3 domes on it, but now it's got this cargo pod. Oh, that's probably so I can sit in it. So what you can do is I can actually travel to space, but there are no space platforms. Build new space platform, that's kind of neat. Rocket inventory must contain at least 1 space platform starter pack or have an automatic request from space platforms enabled to create a new space platform. Okay. And then deliver cargo. You can also deliver cargo up to your space platforms. So we'll be doing that. And then you can set up logistic requests. So if you're like, hey, I always want 100 of this, it'll just go back and forth, right? It'll just launch a rocket and move that stuff up there. I don't know if it gathers it with robots or what. We'll have to figure that out. Requests inactive. Okay. So we got another rocket progress going. That way when I launch one, it'll already be ready. That's kind of neat too. Yeah, I don't think I can launch it, right? There's usually a launch button right here. It's just ready to go because I haven't told it to do anything. I need to put some stuff in it or I can't launch it. So I'm going to mess around with this with a space platform and figure that all out and stuff. And I'll be back in a second. So I messed around with some space stuff. I actually know how to get white science. That's the first thing we're going to do is get some space science because you can't go anywhere without researching other planets, right? And for that, you need space science. It's also going to get us logistics, the full logistics system. That's really going to help us build our next mart, I'd say, our next base, and also we'll rely a little less on trains and belts and stuff. Really not trains, I would say, but belts, because we're going to have bots just moving stuff back and forth between our builds. So we need space packs, right? White science. And so I've already figured out I need a lot of space platforms, a lot. To do the space science platform, I probably need 500 platforms, if not more. I also kind of retooled this space factory over here, the space plant. It was not bringing in enough copper. You can see it's barely bringing in enough it just eats and eats and eats. This low density stuff is just eating it like it's going out of style. Now, I can keep it running by feeding it 2 cars, but honestly, I should probably bring in a full car, a full train of copper, because the next thing we're going to build uses copper and steel, right? So this is the build for space platform. Now, we need coils because the space platform, you don't need power poles. Just anything that sits on it can get power from the grid. So that's really cool, but that means the space platform has all the wire built in to transfer electricity, right? So the next thing you need is steel, obviously, to make a structure, right? So this is the build I want to use. Now, at 1.5 steel and 1.5 copper, what I want to do, and I don't know if this needs 3 per second, probably needs a lot less. It's 1.5, so we don't even need a full thing of that. We really only need 1 belt of copper. I'm going to bring in 2 belts anyway. It's fine. But we're going to need 2 belts of steel, really. All right, so that's the build. We're going to put 20 per, right? So let me just copy it. And, how do I know if it's going to be... I won't know. Well, I'm going to stamp it down like always. I'll just probably even it out next, later. Oh, that's pretty even already. I'm just going to leave it like that. Now I want to copy this again. Okay, didn't. Okay. Let's just copy it again. We're going to do 2 of these builds. We need a lot of these, and I want to make sure they come in at the right speed. Let's put another one right there and let the bots build. Okay, so next thing we're going to want to do, let's hook up the copper. We got 1 dude right here, and again, I'll be doing this how we should have been doing it, in case there's any other builds on this thing, right? We'll do it like that, and then this guy will just feed that. We do it like a bus, right? That's really the way we should have been doing this the whole time. So let's get that going. We're doing the same thing. Let's copy right here, and then we'll paste it in. It goes in inside right here. So we want it right like that. Okay, cool. Again, we're going to do that the same way. Neat. No, wrong direction, dude. Let's forward this out so I don't forget it's there. Okay. Also, the feeder guy is going to have to be right here. So I think I'll just do this. That should be okay. I know it looks a little weird, but I don't really care. There we go. All right, that's the feeder guy. He's all done. So the copper is going to go down, and the steel is going to come up. I already have the steel all ready to go. So let's go put that part in, and then we're really done. We can just get this thing moving. So the steel is in, and then we just have to put the copper in, and we'll start getting these guys, and then they're going to come over here. Oh, no. Well, that's wrong. Okay, let's let the copper in. I think everything's ready. We should get space platforms. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to let stuff build up because I have to make a few more pieces that I don't need factories for. But I want to pre-craft that stuff up, or at least get the stuff to make it so that you guys aren't just sitting around. I'm also going to craft up 2 more rocket silos because you need to have kind of multiple rockets set up for some work that you want to do on platforms. So I'll be setting that up too, again, off camera because I really don't want to. Is this not working? Steel is all gone. Where's the steel? Oh, it's down here. Okay. So these guys are working. No, they're not. Where's the steel? Oh, there's a part where it didn't get pasted. Interesting. All right, so let's fix that real fast. Oh, it's right there. All right, so let's fix that, and then I can copy it everywhere. So let's copy this guy. He's the second guy, right? So then I should be able to do that. There we go. Let's go from the bottom, because those guys are actually getting crafted. There we go. Nothing, and then... There we go. Now the steel will make its way all the way up. So this should make... Because these come out really slowly. So we got 40 of these, I want to say. Yeah, like 40 times 0.07. That's 2.8 per second or something like that. It's not that much. So I think it's going to be enough, though. I'm not super concerned with it. But it really is just a tiny amount. So I'll be back when I have all the parts I need, a couple more space silos, and 1 receiving station that's going to receive stuff back down. Then I think we're ready, because we just have to craft a few other things. Again, I'm going to get it all ready. I'll be right back. All right, I'm over here with the build. Everything is built up now. We've got lots of these space platforms. I only did about 500, but I've got, I think, 2,000 just in case. You just go through these a lot, so I don't mind producing this many. They aren't that expensive either. And then I also expanded the copper smelt. You can see it's running full blast right now. It was not doing that before. It was running at about half. I thought it was at full, but it's not. Those belts can actually do a lot more. I did the same thing for the steel build here. I think the steel build might have... No, it's not maxed. It just ran out of iron. So, again, I've been expanding those. Another thing I did off camera was I tapped this coal patch over here, or this copper patch, because our copper patches are basically running out. This one is coming in okay, and this one is getting a little bit anemic. So again, with so many trains requesting copper, I wanted to make sure that there's plenty ore for the smelt, right? Again, the iron, I'm glad we tapped it because that is basically dead, and this one is almost dead. I think off camera, I'm going to have to tap another one of these. This has got 4.2 million. It's still a large patch, but I'm going to hit this 11 million one off camera. You can see I've already got a stint for it going. I'm just going to swing around and grab it. I'm going to mine out pretty much all the stuff that's accessible over here. And then when time comes, I will expand to just right here to get that. That's no big deal. But when I have to expand further just to get a patch, I'm not going to take as much land. I'm just going to build an outpost. But for now, this is good. All right, so let's get some of these. Do I already have some? I did have to play off camera a little bit. Also, when I was testing the Space Age out, some of the stuff you need to do for the platform, I got some achieves. So we'll talk about those in a minute if I don't get them again, which I don't think I will. I think they're account specific, right? It doesn't look like I have any of this stuff. So let's grab like 300 of this stuff. That should be enough, I think. Let's also put some fast loaders in here just because it'll probably be really better for this system if we have fast loaders on here. All right, there we go. The stack inserters or whatever they're called. All right, so now let's go back over here and start the process. Some tech unlocks when you launch your first rocket with the space platform. That's why I can't do anything else. So I just have to do this and then go off camera again because I got to get some more parts ready. So the first thing we're going to do over here is we're going to craft up a space platform starter pack, which you can see is not that expensive until you get to the space platform. You need 60 of those. They take a while to craft, and so it's easier just to craft up your your plant that's generating a whole bunch for you, because you're going to need a lot of them. You can see I also put in 2 more silos. They're already ready to go. They already have 2 rockets apiece in them, so that's good. This guy I'm going to set to automatic request from space platforms when I actually build one, right? And then I can say, hey, I want you to keep 50 space platforms on the space platform, the little platform foundations. I'll probably will up it to like 100, maybe 200, because 50 is not that much. And you can go through 50 just like a blink of an eye. I used 50. Okay, we've got a cargo pack, and I think you load it in here, but I'm not positive. Oh, I can't do it because it's set to automatic. So let's take it out of automatic mode, pop this guy in there, and it's going to deliver in a second here. It'll take off. You can see it's already started. Now, right when this thing leaves, it'll start building another rocket. So there we go. It's just going to be a really piddly, crappy platform, you'll see. And I think this is where I got my achievements, so what I'm going to do is I'll show them to you if I don't get them again, which, again, I don't think I will. No. Now, I do have a space platform, but I didn't get the achievements, so let me show you the achieves I got. Okay, so I got launch a rocket to space without building any laser turret. That's kind of cool. I think I got launch a rocket to space. Okay, launch a rocket to space, create a space platform. So I got those 3. That was pretty cool. Now we can go to our space platform, right? Here it is. It's just really nothing. And we want to put a bunch of space platforms on this, right? Right now we have 10. That's basically 0. So the way you build with up here is not the same. You don't just pick up an item and start building. You have to go into the recipe area and select it, and then you can start using it. See, now I can use it. And you can also just dropper pick up your dude. Now I'm gonna build a whole bunch of these, but first I'm just gonna go out a little bit. Now I can see. Now I want to say I want a lot more than just 2. Now I think that what I do is down here I say automatic request is 50. I can't change it. I wish I could do more than that. So they should drop it off if it's within, and it is, the logistics network. Oh yeah, there it goes. They're dropping it off. Cool. So you can see they're going to drop. Once it gets to 50, it'll auto launch. And then it's just going to keep doing that. So now it's going to say, oh yeah, 50, I don't need to do it. And then when it gets under 50, it'll do it again. So let's go back out here and watch it come in. It comes in through that hole right there. There we go. Here it comes with just my foundations. You can see there are rocks hitting this thing, right? Those are kind of big. Okay, that's in the background, but these little things are like asteroids that you can pick up, and we'll be doing that in a little bit. This is going to be our white science platform. That's why I called it weird science. It's never going to go where. It's never going to do anything. It's just make white science packs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start using this and crafting this out even bigger. But I think what I'll do, oh, I can't. No, that's the wrong button. Is I just want to kind of like auto-generate this. I'm not sure how I can do this though. That looks right. There we go. Now it should. What is it doing? What are you doing? This should request 50 more. Now I can just put 50 in here. Why don't we do this? Let's keep giving these guys 50 and saying launch. Oh, I can't do it. Is it because there's already a guy set to auto? Oh no, it took off. Okay. I'm going to do this one too. Let's just load these guys up. I need tons of this platform stuff. And then now I think if we look in here, yeah, see, I've got some new items I can build. So what I'm going to do is build these items, the ones I need. I'm going to need 3 of these guys. And again, you'll see why in a little bit. So I need 60 low density structure. I have 45. Let's go grab some out of here. And then I'm also going to grab some... Okay, that guy's taking off too. That's not going to be enough, though. Let's drop some more in here, see if we can get these guys going. There we go. We'll get 100 more up there. You need kind of a large platform. And actually, I'm going to need 3 each of those crushers. And then I'm going to need a bunch of the guys that grab rocks out of the sky. Again, you'll see what that is in a second. So let's just go in here and pick these up. How many of these am I going to need right away? Let's get 50 for now. I think I'm going to need a lot more than that, so... We need 3 of these. And I'm going to need... I want like 12 of these guys. 3 per side is how I'm going to try to do it. And again, you'll see why that is. Now I need... For 12, I'm going to need 240 low densities, right? Let's take another stack of these guys over there. In fact, let's get a few stacks. I usually need a bunch of these, actually. And so I want to make sure I have enough. Now this I will rob out of this other area because I don't want to unbalance what we've got going on with it on the other side. Let's get 50 from there, and I don't know, 50 from here would be good. Can I make 12? No, I can make 5. Oh, okay. 12 would be over 200. How much do I have? Oh, I only have 110 or something like that. So let's go like this, and then, I don't know, 25 more from here. I should get 12 now. Nope. 25 from here. 13. Okay, so 5, 5, 1, 2. There we go. Now, this cargo bay expands the slots that are in your storage for your space platform, but I don't need one of those right now. I might need one in the future, but I don't need one now. So I believe... No, I need a cargo landing pad as well. Let's craft one of those. The cargo landing pad is where you receive items. And since this guy, at least for now, is only making white science, literally he's not doing anything else, we're going to go put this guy in the science area. Then I don't have to put any trains in or anything, right? I'm going to put this guy like right here. We're going to have to redo this science area because now we're going to have... and actually, I was going to turn this back on. I don't know why I didn't. Let's make sure that the blue chips are on as well. I think I did that when I was messing around, and I never turned it back on in my real save, right? So let's go turn the blue chips back on. That's not blue chips. Here we go. Here's blue chips. Okay, it's already on. Let's also turn this on. We're going to start requesting stuff for science. How much of this do we have? Is it looking pretty good? Oh, it's looking really good, actually. That's amazing. Okay. This will get us uranium ammo as well. Since we're building up some 238, this is going to be awesome. Yeah, this is good. Got some yellow flowing in now. We're getting that uranium ammo. So let's plop this guy down and then run back over there. And then we'll hook him up later. Where did he go? Where are you, dude? Oh, we're still crafting it. Okay. All right, there he is. Let's put this guy down. It's not very big. Again, this looks just like your space platform, right? Let's put the guy there. And we're going to say, okay, you're going to request white science, right? All you're going to get is white science. Not even unlocked yet. Oh. Why? Why wouldn't it be unlocked yet? Is that because I have to do something? Okay, it's not unlocked yet. So there it is. I'll be back there in a second. Let's go back to where we can interface with our landing stuff, because we have most of what we need. Actually, there's still something we need. Do we have all the parts we need? I think we do. We need regular stuff too, but I think for space parts, we have all the parts we need. Okay, I have to build one of these guys on the platform. No problem, I can do that. It's just kind of, I wish it was just build one, because now I have to go up there, set it up, run all the way over here, set it up again, right? There's a lot more work to do. All right, so it's sent to everything else, and there's not much more to send, I don't think. Let's just go check really fast to make sure, because if I don't need anything, what I'll do is just send more structure up there. So I've got 120. That is not 163. That is not enough. I'm going to need a lot more structure because I already put, what, 50 at least, and it's not enough. So let's go get more and just load it on up because we're going to need way more. Let's get like 400 more. I'll just keep loading it. I don't mind having too much there. The expense is not necessarily the platform. It's firing the rocket that's the expense, honestly. So I'm willing to fire the rocket. It's fine. So again, let's load this guy up with tons of this stuff. And there we go. So there's the rest of what we need for this guy. Let's get that up there. We can start building at least. But I have just this feeling that we're going to need more. Deliver the cargo, go. I wonder why it's not doing it. There it goes. This guy's almost built. We're going to give another 50 to this. I want a lot. I want a lot of that stuff. I don't want to wait around. Okay, we got rockets getting ready. Nice. I love this is an amazing graphic that they've got, and it's fun to be able to use it. I love that I can use rockets for more than just nothing, basically, right? So we just got uranium rounds. I don't think we need anything else until we get the that 600 weapon speed. Could be useful. Braking speed would be nice. But I'd really like to get the science stuff, the white science stuff going. So I'm not really sure I want to do any of that. That other stuff is really expensive. All right, let's launch this, and then again, we're going to go into space and start building. So there we go. We'll get those guys in a minute. Let's go back to the platform. All right, so again, this was not a big enough platform, in my opinion. Let's make it bigger. Now what I want to do is go down to this size and then do it all the way around, which is going to be a tiny more over here. I like to keep mine even. Now you can pick it up just by doing this and going like that, and it'll take it down. That is not even close to big enough. So I'm going to do it again. Right, I want it about like that big. It's kind of like landfill, basically. But you can pick it up at least. So there we go. Let's go all the way around. This is going to more than eat all this stuff, and then you can just go like this, see? There we go. So now that we need some, though, I turned an automated one on there. So here's how much we need, right? So if I just turn these all to automated, they'll just load up. But I'll load these guys myself. This guy he's now just going to, the bots will load the platform over to him, and then he'll just shoot it off. So I could probably get started and let these guys just be automated. Let's let all these guys be automated. That way we'll get our platform stuff faster. We'll start on this side. Okay, so now that we've got our platform pretty much laid out the way we want, what I want to do is it's time to put these guys down, asteroid collectors, right? And again, how you do it is you go select them. So we'll select an asteroid guy. Now, they have a range, right, that they can pick up. You can see it right here, obviously. And I want them to overlap. So the way I've seen it, and actually we don't need this many of these, I think that's going to have to be good enough. So what we'll do is we'll put one guy here. Oh, we need two guys on this side. Okay. And then this one's going to be over here, right? Let's make this one a little bit different. We'll put it there. We're going to ghost it. And then the rest is just waiting. So here we go. We're going to get some more platform. A nice amount as well. It'll just start building. Great. Great. There's our other guy. Let's put this guy in. Let's put him off center from this guy a little bit. just for funsies. We'll put them right here. And then the last guy we'll put in the same exact spot as well. Nice. And then again, with these guys, let's just put them all in. We'll ghost them. We have all the necessary parts. So boom and boom. This is awesome. It's fun to do something new finally. So we've got asteroid guys now, right? Which is awesome. But now we have to get stuff out of them, right? We got to get this stuff out. Another thing we need to do is generate power. But before we do that, I'm going to get my belts started. So you can see I have 110 belts. Probably not going to be enough. In fact, I probably need more belts. But it'll do it when it tries to build them and I don't have enough. So we got belts in here. Yeah, let's go this way around. I want to have these guys put the stuff on my belt, right? So let's do that. Let's go out a little bit with this guy. And then I think I can do this. Yeah, that's better. But I really want it like right there. So let's cut this off a tiny bit. And then I can do this. The reason is you're going to have to pick up something off of this. So if you get yourself an inserter, you're going to want to do that. Right? And that means it's going to go on a belt, which is going to run around this direction. Okay? So that way, we don't have a lot of extra space for no reason. Just being consumed. A lot of extra platform being consumed by just these guys not having an easy way to access them, right? So let me fix the rest of this and then we'll start again. Okay, there we go. We got a couple of them ready to rock, so let's just get in the rest of this. Now, another reason I wanted to do that is because I want this belt to run all around the outside exactly the same, right? I don't have to move it in and out. When you first build this, you're doing a lot of snaking and you're wasting space. It sucks, man. It just sucks. So we'll just keep dragging this around. I will reset this when I get to that point because I do want to do some undergrounds right here so we can do other things. Let's just go all the way around. And I'm just going to get a quick science thing set up, like no big deal. I also should have unlocked, yeah, there we go. I unlocked white science, space science, because I put down one of those asteroid guys. So let's queue up some good stuff from here. Obviously, we're going to want a logistic system. Been wanting that for a long time. Then it'll help me rebuild the base. Another thing I wanted was space platform thruster, because I have to go to Volcanus to get the science needed for cliff explosives. That's our mission right now. So let's get that guy next, even though I won't be using it for a while. Then, I don't know, I think we can pick whatever, because all this stuff's pretty much the same to me. Oh yeah, let's go to Volcanus actually next. Let's do the discovery for Volcanus. And then I'm going to stop, because I'm not sure what I'm going to do after that. So now what we can do, we haven't made any white science yet. So we've got things fairly laid out how we want, right? We just need to get the rest of these in. There we go. Again, I want it to be exactly perfect. All right, so what I'm going to do, now that I've got this guy, is I'm going to put some solar panels down. But how I do it is going to be really important. These are not the corners are not very usable, so I think for now, I'm just going to start with the corners. Sorry if I'm clicking around a lot, because I'm still getting used to how to do this. Now, right when you put one of these down, it automatically powers stuff. Because, remember, there are no power poles here. The foundation distributes the power. Also, the sun never goes down here, so you don't really need accumulators. What you need is enough solar panels to power your ship. Now, if you have lasers, you do need accumulators, obviously, because they're going to burst, right? So you probably can see, I think I've got these guys set up correctly so that all the rocks are on the inside of the belt. That looks correct. Now, these guys are picking up rocks out of the space, as you can see, right? The little asteroids. And usually, well, they do have a buffer area if they're not dumping. And you can filter the rocks that you want to pick up and don't want to pick up. I didn't really mess with that. My system doesn't really need that. So, okay, I'm bringing in rocks. That's good. But now we have to transform those rocks into materials that we can use to make science packs, because you can only make white science on your platform in space. Another thing we're going to need is a place where it goes into the base and back out, because we can only, this is our storage. We have to get stuff to the storage. So I haven't really thought of that. We might do it over here. I'm not really sure. Even right here would probably be okay, except that guy's in the way. Probably one of these sides will be best. What we'll do is we'll say you're going to put stuff in right here, right? And we really just need one guy doing it. Let's do it. It doesn't really matter. Let's do it there. But we're going to say, look, we're going to use a filter. I only want to bring in ice, carbon. Oop, that's ice again. Ice, carbon, and iron ore. Those are the only three. Those are the only things I want to bring in, right? Now I can run this belt this direction, and everything will work correctly. It'll pick it up and put it in. If it's the correct thing, we will see. There we go. Okay. Looks like we need more belt. Hopefully it's requesting the belt. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's on automatic request. Nice. Now, did it already fill it? I bet you it's requesting it. That's cool. Well, we'll see when it happens what we get. Okay, so we've set up how to intake this stuff, and we've set it up to work its way around here. Now we just need crushing. So why don't we do our crushing up here, right? Let's crush our rocks to get the ice, the carbon, and the iron ore. And we're going to need stuff coming in and stuff going out, etc. And this is going to be iron ore, iron rock or whatever. This will be carbon rock, and this will be ice rock. Okay. Okay, so right when this thing starts, we're going to get this moving. And I don't think you have to do any filters because it's just going to pick up what the rock it finds, okay? We could probably get this going. Well, we'll just wait. I'm sure that rocket will launch soon. Okay, so we got that. Another thing I like to do is trash. I want an area for trash. You'll see why in a second. And actually, let's disable right here so we don't get any stuff coming out. So let's do trash right here. The reason I want this is because when too much stuff ends up on the belt, I want to throw it away. You can just literally throw it off the platform. It just disappears. Now, collecting rocks is not costing us anything. So throwing stuff away, again, doesn't cost us anything. So what I usually do, or what I was doing in my test, right, is I said, hey, I want you to read this thing. And I want you to read the belt, read the whole belt, okay? So now this thing's reading the whole belt. Enable disable this thing when I want to say, let's say when these rocks are greater than 50, I want you to start throwing stuff away. All right, that means there's 50. If there's 50 or more on the belt, start throwing them out. All right, and you're gonna filter only. You're gonna enable and you're gonna filter only those out. So what I'm gonna do is copy this over. This is gonna be our trash for our asteroids. So we got to do the same thing. We got to do another one of these, right? And then we got to do it again. And then we can just do that because these are all set the same. Just read the whole belt. Then now we can say again, look, do it with carbon. And if carbon is greater than 50, then throw it away. Right now it's not, so it's going to keep it. And then same thing for this. We're doing ice on this one, right? And ice, 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 baby. It's 17. It's definitely not going to throw it away. All right, so that's set up. Now it's going to trash any rocks we don't want. Now let's put this back in. Well, let's set this up now for the products, right? So let's do this again. Read contents. And this kind of keeps everything really balanced, which I really like this system. Again, copy, paste, paste, paste. These are just read contents. Copy, paste these two. Except this is going to be finished products, right? So finished products for that are iron ore for those guys. So for iron ore, if you have more than 50, throw it away. Again, doesn't cost us anything. So where is the ore? There it is. Okay, great. Oh, that's less than 50. No, it should be if it's greater than 50. Greater than 50. Okay, cool. All right, so we'll do it again for this. This one is carbon, right? And carbon, finished carbon. Yeah, it should be on here. There we go. And then ice, finished ice. There we go, nice. And finished ice. Okay, cool. Now we're ready to let this thing rip. Because when you're all setting it up, it starts throwing stuff off your belt. You're like, whoa, don't throw that stuff off the belt. So you kind of want to stop it first. Okay, these guys are going to start processing. It's just very simple. It's just like a, I don't even know what to call it. It's just like a, it's like a, what is this like? I guess it's like a forge, kind of. You're putting in ore and you're getting out the finished product. So it's already throwing some stuff away. These guys have picked up way too much of this stuff. We don't need that much. Okay, so now we've got some finished product. Now you can see the unfinished product goes on the inside of the belt. The finished product goes on the outside of the belt. Perfect. Okay. Now what we're going to do, since this is so close, I think we'll just set up our 2 forges right here. Right? Now we're going to say, I want to set up these 2 electric furnaces, and you'll see why in a minute. Let's set them up right here. It looks like wow, that's a perfect place for that. You're going to, I think this will work, but it's only going to put in iron anyway. There's nothing else it can do. Just out. But I am going to put a filter on this just in case something goes weird. It'll only do that. Great. Same thing over here. Right? Only iron. And then out whatever you got. See, that's making steel. We don't want that. So it won't take it out either. Now we're screwed. So what you can do is if you get that in here, and we'll see it show up in a minute. We can also set some settings here to say, only do this if you have like less than 50 iron would be good. So let's hook that up as well. We don't want to overload our system, right? This is very touchy little system we've got going here. We got to make sure it's very balanced. So we're going to say, look, enable disable if plate is like less than 100, let's say. We want like 100 plate in here. That's a stack, right? We can change this however we want. Copy, paste. Great. This won't take it out. Okay, well, let's just pick it up, I guess. Put it back down. There we go. All right, now we've got enough iron. We got iron coming in. And we're going to get an iron every 0.62 seconds, right? Now we can start making, believe it or not, our white science already, right? We've got ice, we've got carbon, we've got plate. Now this, we want to dump it to Crumpet. We're going to shift click this guy, and they're going to drop it to the Earth, to the planet. Now, that drops to one of your stations down there. Remember the station I set up for white science? It just got that piece of steel. So you definitely have to be aware that when you export out of your little station down there, you export exactly what you're trying to get out of that station so it doesn't clog up. All right, it's picking up stuff. Now, I want to split this because I'm going to do the same thing for here as well. So first, let's cut this, right, so we can duplicate these. And we're going to do the same thing here. We're just going to say you need to read the contents, right? But we're going to have to split these up too. I forgot about this. So let's go here. Let's say this one's ice. Enable disable if ice is less than 100, right? We want 100 ice. And then we'll do the same thing here, except this is going to be carbon. And then obviously plate, right? Well, we won't need one for... Oh. I'm sorry. We're going to want one for iron ore. So less than 100, great. That sounds great. And then we'll change this to iron ore. Nice. All right, see, there we go. So now let's turn it back on, and it should start working. There we go. Now we got a filter, right? It's only putting in what we want, and it's going to stop, and this thing will not fill up, and that's what we don't want. You don't want this thing to fill up. Okay, great. Now what we can do... Did I send? Yeah, I did. They're right there. Let's start building our science. We have everything we need. Our system's all set up. Trash is all set up. This is glorious. And I think the trash is probably working overtime. You can see it just throwing stuff off. It just goes into nothing. It doesn't hit the ship. It's fine. Okay, now let's start setting up science. Now, the way you can do this is to set up like a dual belt system. And I think I'm going to do that, actually. Another way is probably just to put science around this guy. So I'm going to do that first. If I need more, I'll make more, right? I'll just do this more. But for now, I'm just going to set this guy up to be around here. Okay, I rearranged this thing so I can build my science. So normally you could probably just grab stuff off the belts right here. But I've put everything in the base. So this setup is going to be a little bit different than other setups. What I'm going to do is just for now, I'm going to line this thing with my production dudes. This is not a great tactic because there's not much space around this, right? Now, if I added, which I wouldn't want to do, but you can add the cargo guys that'll expand it, but I don't think you can grab it straight off the cargo guys. I think you have to grab off the base itself. So let's see, I can get some in right there, right? And then I can use this space pretty efficiently. Just looking for some efficiencies here. And then like that. So since we're making science here, and again, I don't think 9's going to be enough. We'll make a lot more than this when I get this set up right. I'll do it off camera and make it all nice and get a really good build going. I'm just trying to get this working right now. So let's go in and out, but let's do it on the inside. Like that. I guess for this guy, we'll do it in the middle. And this guy will be right there. Cool. Okay, now I think I can just copy that. I mean, that's fine. And then that, right? Yeah. Okay, we got white science. So these craft up in 0.25 seconds, okay? And it needs 0.1 plate per second. So since this is 0.62 plate per second, I can get one of these guys for every 6 science guys. Not everything else doesn't really matter except as how fast you're getting your raw materials in, which I haven't really calculated that. But I did calculate the plate. We can run 12 science guys off these 2 furnaces right here. So we're getting some science right here. What we have to do now is we got to go over to our science thing. All right, so I'm back over here, and you can see, again, this is where I have that stuff. Let's just take it out. I definitely don't want that. So what I want this thing to do is bring me science. Tell it science, 200 a piece, I guess. But I want this to be 2,000. I want it to just be a ton. Like, keep requesting it till you hit 2,000. Now, it'll start emptying out, right? 2,000's like the buffer it'll have. So once I start emptying out, obviously it's going to drain it and it'll last for more. That's another reason I want the capacity up there to not be used up very much, because I want space for the science packs, right? So there we go. We got 84. I'll have to redo this off camera. This episode's definitely been long enough. So off camera, I'm going to build a new way of doing this. I'm going to start feeding it white science, because you've seen me do this like a bunch of times. It's not even that big a deal. And then we'll move on to the next thing we're going to do. I'll have to figure that out. All right, so here's my more optimized build. It could be even optimized to a further degree than this. But one thing I did notice when I was doing this is I shouldn't assume that I'm always going to have like ice or carbon or iron ore. So what I did here is I changed it slightly to where I'm intaking items here up to a certain amount, like as a buffer, and then once it goes below like 20, I'm letting the buffer out onto the belt. And guess we just got Volcanus. I just set up the white science a little bit ago. I'll show you that in a second, but I did want to get this on camera while I was updating this and everything. We got these other technologies and all. Let's look at those real quick. We got obviously white science. We started producing that already. Then I went ahead and got space platform thruster so that we could start making a platform to go to Volcanus with. That'll be pretty cool. We're gonna have to deal with liquids. That'll be interesting. Do we use barrels? I'm guessing. I don't know how to get them up to this platform. I'll figure that out off camera when we're gonna make our voyage to Volcanus hopefully next. I'll probably off camera unlock these other planets and stuff like that. And then see, I don't think we can go anywhere from there. I think we really kind of have to, go to the planet, it looks like, to start unlocking more stuff. So that's kind of cool. I'll be unlocking other science off camera. So one thing also, so anyway, it'll dump off excess once we run out of, there's not enough ice on the belt. It'll start dumping, right? Right now we have no ice, so there's none in reserve. They're really just not coming in very often. Looks like we are getting some ice on the belt, though. That's good. How much ice do we have on the belt? We have, I want to know how much ice we have. We have 2. So obviously not very good. That's because these guys are eating them. So the stuff goes all the way around. And I have enough iron coming in now to run all these machines. Iron plate coming in. The problem really right now is I don't always have all 3 materials at the same time. Sometimes I do, and the whole thing is full. That's great. Another thing is, this thing's just going to build up white science, because if we go down to the surface, you can see I rerouted this stuff so I can get I have the first 6 science in there. Now I'm going to have the next 6 science packs, as you can see, and this guy is just saving up 2,000 of them. Obviously, this is more than 2,000. I need to make space for other types of science packs, right? They're all going to come in right here and get put on those belts. So that's going to do it for this episode. Hopefully you had fun. I had a lot of fun doing some new stuff. And, wait. One more thing I wanted to show you is if you go, you can do a space map. I didn't know this before. And here are all the planets we can go to. So here's Novice. This is the second planet in the system. From here, we can go to Volcanus and to Fulgora. Now, and Gelba. So we can go to 3 planets right now. But to get to Aquilo, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. We have to go to Gelba or Fulgora to do that. So we will have a little bit more complicated structure going on in here as far as space logistics and stuff. And then solar system edge, I'm not really sure if there's anything here or not, but we will see. And then really what you're supposed to try to do is get to the shattered planet. It's really hard to get there. It's very far away, and there's a lot of boulders and stuff in the way. So you need lots of supplies and stuff like that. But I would like to try to get to that as a handicap to this series, but we'll see. We still have tons of other stuff to do. But I thought this was really neat how you can see. I didn't even know there's a map. So this is where we want to go next. I wonder if we can start seeing, once you set up space platforms to go back and forth, if you can see the logistics of that moving around. I'm guessing you can. That would be really slick. So we'll see in a second, though, or not in a second, in a little bit. I'll see you on the next one. Stay frosty.